It finally got fixed. That's from a princess and from the Cook Islands. Thank you, Princess DePaul. Today was supposed to be really be like a historical day. One, on the factor that the vice president came to Philadelphia, first woman to get the official title as a female president for 85 minutes back in January, when the president was doing what we all should do. He was checking up on his health and relinquished the power to that. I'm saddened by what has happened in New York because New York, you already know that really like this morning I'm like calling everybody like everybody okay, y'all all right? Because it's like for real, y'all made it real on taking public transportation no matter what level, what socioeconomic group you come from, and taking public transportation because we're all in this together. For this incident to happen and then the truck to be related to Philadelphia, where I'm like, dang, why did like I know exactly where it came from and like our it's it's not yo, that's a good area and neighborhood and all that from that community is amazing. And I'm sitting up there like, wait, that came from our area. So, but it's all good. It's all good. As long as passengers, transit workers, we're glad that you're okay. Passengers, we're saying prayers for everyone that was impacted by that. And we're just believing on the fact that, like with the gun violence, really, the gun laws do need to change. Because in all the states where there are proper gun training, second amenders, shout out to my second amenders out there, all those factors actually work because now they don't look at it as a gun. This is not a video game where somebody, okay, you go, all these coins, you're going to come back to life. No, this is two victims. One, the victim, and two, the one who's caused the crime. It's stopping social justice reform, like really. And it's halting the gun laws. Guns are here. If they're treated properly, treat a gun like you treat your car. If you love that gun and you love your car or your sneakers or whatever, that's how you treat that gun. Because it was a right that was given to have that gun. And for the ones that have probably had trouble or whatever, each year, if they have a record, give them each year they have to do a background check and show that they're not, to show they're responsible, plus take a course in it for proper gun training. You know what I'm saying? And doing efforts in the community on why or how gun violence impacts so many. So these are the factors and things that I'm talking about. So for everyone in Brooklyn, yo, we're saying a prayer for you, for the transit workers, everyone that was impacted. To all the transit workers around the globe and passengers, this is not going to create fear. Because the mere fact is we understand that pandemic PTSD is going on. The mental health industry needs to have a focal point. We're going to have economic growth with the tourism. If it's done right with the tourism, if the environmental part for the space tourism is put in place, that's 30,000 galaxies. All this other stuff, it's time for the new playbook. As we see that we have the politicians, thank you, reality stars that heard us, people that were like, okay, I'm tired of the political playbook, let's change it up. So regardless if you agreed with them or didn't agree with them, they came from reality TV and they got offices. And they did exactly what they said they were going to do. We already knew they came from reality TV. And one thing about reality TV, without the drama, there's no ratings. But in this, it was just like a harsh therapy where it was like, let's confront it. And everybody had to confront the racism, sexism, ageism, and this, that, the other, and such factors where we have confronted them, where we've grown from that. And we brought the pandemic has brought us all together to be able to look at that each person is a human. So as humans, we have to look at this birthing time with one, the new frontier is here, and that is space. And if there is life on other planets, as we already know is going to be happening, because guess what? Everything that's been happening in the movies, we didn't think spaceships were going to be flying. But if you go back and look at Lost in Space or Star Trek, thank you, Gene Roddenberry, we wouldn't have these aspects because someone in their mind, they did the writing and had the vision. The engineers or the ones that came up with the concept, designed it, the mathematicians that came up with the numbers, down to the people that cleaned it, drawed it, whatever, in every aspect had a part in that factor. And this is all for humanitarian growth and for humans' evolution. So if we could just look at each person just as a human, And regardless if COVID, whatever, summertime is here. For some parts of the world, summertime is here. In other parts of the world, they're getting ready to go into winter. So, but they showed us how to prepare for the summer, and you saw the togetherness in their videos of being together in their family moments, which was precious. And that is the part that I love about this. The thing is, with this summer coming, regardless if they have to do another lockdown, if we get everything together in the tourism and they do have to do a lockdown, there will be so much economic growth that it would be phenomenal. And then we would be wiser as we go again. The one thing I learned from Will Smith, everybody comes at Will Smith. He lost his first million, but he came back and made it. Whatever happened at that innocent on that Sunday at the Oscars, pandemic PTSD, regardless if it was staged or this, that, the other, I had my thoughts on it where I'd be sitting up there. We would say, if I was having a drink with them, I'd be like, "Ooh, you nigga, you," but and ooh, that oh, you do all right. You feel what I'm saying? That nonverbal, but verbal. And the other factor with the space, there's 30,000 galaxies. Those four billionaires went up there because they're like, oh, they understood the assignment. The assignment is they found an FM frequency, they found an asteroid. They have never really ever put the wealthy in history really to talk about them that much or write much on them. Howard Hughes, they did because Howard Hughes had mental issues that he was confronting, but he was a genius and he went before the Senate and shut it down. Go check him out on YouTube. They have the official original video. He shut it down just like Linda Carter, the Olympic girls, Olympic ladies, y'all shut it down because they came there with their facts and came to be a voice not just for themselves, but all those people that are believing in them and cheering for them. So as we go forward with this, the gun violence, we can stop it. All the other factors, trust and believe. I got a way that it could all work out where everybody will be happy, but it'll be done in a dignified way without knowing. Everybody can have it. It could be, you know what I'm saying? There's ways to go about this at each era. There's 9 eras on the planet. There's 9 billion people. When I say the 9 billion, Worldometer has 7 million. But for the islands and places that have never been discovered or went to, as far as in the rainforest, they don't go there because the last man that went there, I still think that's the Eden. He's still there, or I don't think he became dead then. If I recommended a movie, The Green Inferno, definitely watch that. That's one possibility, or the other possibility, because there was 2 possibilities with the story. But I just want everybody to know with this summer, with the tourism, breathe again and dance. I don't care if it's at home or whatnot. If they do a lockdown, keep on dancing at home. Anything to lift your mental spirits through this process. Even if you're getting to know yourself, it's no problem in being alone. When you come home to eat, you just eat by yourself. You can clean as you want to clean when you want to clean because then the only person you have to answer to is yourself when you get in it. You know what's required. And with the work factor, if you're unable to work, please apply for Social Security. They got PA Able in Pennsylvania, where now they don't shut your check down. You can actually save money. Look up PA Able. It's their 5-year, they're celebrating their 5th birthday this year. And also with a lot of different factors with the economic stimulus and with the taxes, yeah, there's a lot of tax credits that were offered that everyone needs to go check them out. But as I said, my prayers for Ukraine, I hope that all stops with the nuclear weapons, this, that, the other, because it's just like, y'all know all these planets and these asteroids are like $5 billion. They got an asteroid between Mars and Jupiter that would make every person on the planet a billionaire. Oh, no, it's going to help mess up the economy. No, it's not. Because everybody's still going to want something. Some going to be spending their money, some not. And all those things is creating jobs. Who cares if everybody's a billionaire? They still don't want to do what they love. You got the money, but what is going to solidify is not going to be the money. It's going to be your creativity. So the hybrid creative geniuses out there, keep on creating. I don't care what level you get on to wealth. It's about your legacy and legacy. Your legacy and legacy is what's going to live on forever. Remember, the money and the objects and the things are just temporary. But we can elevate to a whole level where it'll be like, you know what I'm saying? It could be like Star Wars where they don't die, they do an Enoch and then they just evaporate into like some orb or something like that. That's what I'm going for. Like, my prayers, I'm a spiritualist. I'm not religious. I don't follow any particular religion. I talk on the religion that I know the most about because that's what I was raised in. The other religions I start to research from Buddhist to Muslim. I didn't take my Shahada at the Union Square because I said I want to learn more on that factor. I've been learning various religions. Some of them actually wound up with my Psalms. Thank you, Days of Our Lives, where it actually brought an awareness to it instead of being taken out of context. And for all those that listen to your fans out here, we thank you because y'all bring it where it's like, when I say that Oscar show, Bay, Jay, Blue, y'all just brought it. And thank y'all for bringing your mama back on the Tuesdays with the jokes. I mean, thank you. And Destiny's Child, each and every one from Girls Time all the way up. Thank you. Because y'all got voted off on Star Search, got booed in Philadelphia, and now y'all making changes in the world where I'm like, well, how did y'all survive? We were going to survive this. And y'all survived. And that's why I really look into those factors. And I'm grateful for even the factors of the Royals and changing. They're doing a new playbook. So William and Megan and Will and all them, all the way to Dubai Faz, his fathers and brothers and all of them with the impact. That museum that they made in Dubai. Woo. Y'all gotta go look at the pictures of that. That museum, just the outside, it's just beautiful. You're just like, it's beautiful. And even down to the fact of environmental, Jacinda and Helen, Jenny, all from the Penn environment and all these factors with climate change, Hurricane Schwartz on a climate change. I don't know if it's some global board or whatever, but a representation. And he knows how to sing. He serenaded his wife. And when you hear him sing and how he serenaded his wife, you see why they still together. But all jokes aside and all this other stuff, each factor, each person makes a history that's going to be going on for centuries and centuries and centuries and thousands and millions of years, and even to other civilization. Is a representation of every human that has went through this pandemic. Also remember the pandemic essential workers, March 14th. Remember, sitting up there happy. Last month I did not know it was Happy Social Workers Month, but to the social workers, to the transit workers, to all those pandemic essentials that got humanity through the pandemic globally, to all, like, when you think about all these factors and think about everything, it really is something. And when you really get down to the logic of it, if these civilizations all exist, that's tourism too, because they're going to come from the galaxies and be like, what is this? Wait a minute, we're going to show them something. And the same thing for those that want to go in space. Nobody is put in a box where they have to change for anything. If you want to go in space, you can. If you want to stay on Earth, you can stay on Earth. And if you ain't used all this, you be like, you know what? I don't know what all this is. That's why they're showing every form of entertainment, from the radio to television to these apps to movie theaters to whatever. Live. Show what we humans are and what we humans are evolving to. We are woken minds now. We're Phoenix level, spiritually awakened across the globe. This is our time and our season. So, and fashionistas and fashionistas, I don't care if they do a lockdown or whatever, bring it. I don't care what you look like, what shape, this, that, the other. I had to get over eating disorders, body dysphoria. So, I understand. Yeah. Oh no, guys don't go through that. Yeah. Because we sit there, we want to be that, oh, well, everybody's going to like me if I have a body or this, that, the other. But they don't know what goes along with it. And if you have eating disorder, this, that, the other, when you look at yourself, just say you're beautiful. It's a beautiful world, on the real. And all the shows that have been getting us through. So, and I try not to fan out at work. But when they had Star Trek there, I almost fanned out. And there was something else I did, which I can't talk about, that I wanted to fan out. There's so many things. I appreciate it. Suzanne Summers, thank you for letting me fan out. Thank you. You just don't know what that meant to me. Your husband, phenomenal. All right, everyone, have a great one.